Howdy all, I'm Adam the Renaissance Nerd. The Acolyte is over, yay! But it's left a lasting impression reminding us exactly what Disney Star Wars stands for. Dysfunction, degeneracy, and plain old hating on actual Star Wars, because that's what Disney Star Wars is. It's not Star Wars, and it has purposefully cultivated a fan base that only cares about certain things, and specifically the Acolyte catered to that dysfunction, that degeneracy, the idea that abuse is romance. Yes, abuse is romance started with The Last Jedi. Oh my God, Reylo. Oh my God, he abuses her. Oh my God, she likes his darkness. Oh my God, she can fix him. Oh my God, he's shirtless. It started with Rian Johnson, The Last Jedi, and it continued all throughout Disney Star Wars. And Leslie Henlin, she said, here, hold my beer. Because guess what? We have Oshamir. That's right. Osha and Chimera, I call him Darth Zipperface, they are now together. They're the hot, new, edgy couple in Star Wars. They're so evil and sexy together. Well, guess what? It's degenerate. It's dysfunctional. Abuse is not romance. But Leslie Headland, that's what she wanted all along. Because we're going to go back now to the article from Collider. I've been talking about it the past few days. Here we are again, another section of it. Here is Maggie Lovett. Maggie Lovett, who still hasn't shown receipts for all the attacks and hate that she got during the Wikipedia incident. Maggie Lovett says this: in talking about the tree, we of course get one of the first-hand touches in the episode when she takes his hand, talking about Osha and Chimera. Again, a parallel that I just love so much is actually taking the hand that is offered in that future. And I have to say, the final shot of them in this episode is the kind of moment that launches 1,000 fics for the ship. We'll come back to that in a second. It is the stuff of dreams. It really is. This is also the first time that we've seen a couple in Star Wars. And a couple. I'm stopping right there. This is the first time we've seen a couple in Star Wars. Han Solo, Leia Organa Solo. It blows your mind. Anakin and Padme. It's as though they've never seen real Star Wars at all. It's the first time we've seen a couple in Star Wars, and honestly, even within most of television movies, it's few and far between, which is a dynamic which is like, we can actually make each other worse and be the actual villains together. That never happens. I'm curious for you. What were the parameters in which you were working to ensure that this is the story that plays out for them both together and as individuals? Before we go to Leslie, the complete detachment of reality and showing once and for all fake fan tourist shill. Maggie Lovett doesn't know anything about Star Wars, doesn't care. To actually say, first couple in Star Wars, Anakin, Padme, Han, and Leia. Wow. And that's just on screen. There are many, many couples when you dig into actual real Star Wars. But this is delusional and it's insane, saying we're so happy they can be villains together and not understanding they're going to be together and as individuals. Do you understand? Well, she doesn't understand because she doesn't know Star Wars, that if this is a true couple of Sith and if Osha is the apprentice, she will eventually gank Darth Zipperface. That's how it works. That makes this even more dysfunctional and effed up. But let's go to Leslie. I'll say the hand-holding. I love that. Sorry, kids, but I was trying to get some Jane Austen in there. Oh, copying somebody else yet again, are you, Leslie? It's the Pride and Prejudice hand touch. We'll skip right to the next paragraph. I also think it works for the character development as well. He touches her so softly in episode 6. I think it was just so cool in terms of that he just wastes a bunch of people. He just takes them down, and that with her, he's telegraphing, I'm not that way with you. You know what I'm capable of, but I want you to know that is not the way I see you. I don't see you as my enemy. If she starts out very lonely at the beginning of the show, she needs physical affection. Obviously, that last shot, was very inspired by the end of Fight Club, just standing there together, ready to watch the world burn. The tragedy is, we know that's not going to happen because we've seen Plagueis, so we know this is not possible. It was actually the actor's idea to hold hands, and it was really, really good idea. I'm going to stop there because that's all you kind of need. That's all you kind of need. Leslie Headland is pushing the idea that abuse, dysfunction, manipulation is romance. Reminder of how this whole thing went about. She says it right there. Osha watches him murder about a dozen Jedi. She watches it happen. Then he kidnaps her. Then he plays with her mind, talking about embrace your negativity. It's how you can find the Force. How do you feel? Doesn't it feel good to hold it again? Hold what? A lightsaber. Remember, in this series, they consider lightsabers phallic symbols. So a lightsaber is a penis. So when she is holding his lightsaber to his neck, she's holding his penis. Remember, she sees him naked. He seduces her with his body. He talks to her subtly. He lets her know he can be there for her. He lets her know that it's okay to embrace your pain and break free of oppression. And then, it's okay to kill your father because I'm here for you. I'm your new daddy. And then she understands, yes, I'm here to take my father's penis in my hand. And then I'm going to go and you can hold his penis with me. That's all the symbolism they have in this. That is Disney Star Wars. Abuse is romance. Manipulation is romance. This is dysfunction. So Leslie Headland clearly put it out there. These are her words. You saw it. She was all for them being dysfunctional and making that romance. And it all happened in the span of a couple of hours. This all happened less than a day, according to their timeline, the way the show works. So what happens now? What happens now? Here come the shills. Our favorite, Alyssa McCunty, on Kotaku, writes an article like this. The Acolyte gives Reylo fans the romance they always wanted. That's right. This is all about continuing the dysfunction of Reylo. Now, she's going to go on for the first part of this article, giving the history of how great Reylo was and how these fans were denied it. But we go deeper into the article and we get this. Enemies to lovers for real this time, in a stark contrast to any other official Star Wars media. The Acolyte wears its ship on its sleeve. We went from Kylo taking off his shirt and people not getting it. It was meant to be the setup for a romantic relationship to this show, saying, fine, you didn't get it with that? We'll make Chimere fully nude, said Parisi. And seeing the fans come together again in a way I haven't seen since right after The Last Jedi, it just feels amazing. Let's go back to what Maggie Lovett said. It's all about making this crazy, demented, dysfunctional, degenerate shit for fanfic shippers. A moment that launches 1,000 fics for the ship. This is what they care about. They care about feeding degenerates, weirdos, not actually giving you a real story. They care about having things you can write your porn fan fiction. Keep going. Not only did the series unabashedly lean into Manny Jacinto's sex appeal, giving us what may be the first Star Wars character who's canonically naked on screen, that's all they care about. They don't care about Star Wars. They care about sex. They care about effing. But it subverted typical series tropes. Osha, raised by the Jedi, turns to the dark side, drawn there by her connection to Chimere. It's kind of a romance plot Reylos have been dreaming of for years. See? It's all about giving you your dysfunction, abusive, manipulative romance so that they can write their weirdo fanfiction porn stories. I read in an interview that Leslie Headland did where she discussed how past characters talked about being seduced by the dark side and how we'd never actually seen that on screen. So she decided to give it to us. And she did! Oh yes, we got to see them be manipulative and abuse each other. Because that's what they really want. To be in a weird relationship where eventually Osha will kill him with his own penis. Maybe miraculously probably kill him with her father's penis. But you know what I'm saying. She's going to kill him eventually, and they're okay with that because they love 50 Shades of The Last Jedi. I still have to kind of pinch myself. Am I really seeing a Star Wars show where a young woman abandons the institutional, we have all the answers club in favor of something more nuanced and complex and is celebrated the narrative forward and gets to hold hands with a guy she had a connection with and look at the sunset, hold hands with a guy who murdered everybody she cared about 5 minutes ago, and then she got to kill somebody and now hold hands with him too. This is the story they're praising. Murderers. Murderers having a hot, sexy, dark romance because they were betrayed by everybody else. And it's not just about the broad strokes of a corruption courtship. It's the manner in which the courtship is portrayed with the kind of soft, sensual femininity that we almost never see in Star Wars. It's so slick, it's so intentional, it's so hot. It's everything Star Wars could have been for the last 7 years if the overblown reaction from a loud minority of affirmative fans joined by right-wing grifters to The Last Jedi didn't spook the higher-ups so badly. Once again, this is all they care about. Their own words. All they want is for people to have sex on screen. They don't care about a story. They don't care about the lore. They don't care about decency. They care about pushing a narrative that abuse, manipulation, and dysfunction is romance. It goes on and on with this shit, but then it concludes right here. Mercante speaking for herself. Oshamir is also a bittersweet for many Reylos who wish they could have seen this kind of romance play out on the big screen. In one way, it's a win because it feels like we're finally allowing for women to be messy and complex in their characterization. But on the other hand, there's definitely some bitterness because if Osha and Chimera holding hands and staring off at the sunset together was fine, why couldn't we have anything like that in The Rise of Skywalker? It also feels vindicating in this sense of being a show that includes and represents people who have been historically marginalized in terms of on-screen depiction in a Star Wars and beyond. The Acolyte is created by a lesbian, and all the main characters are played by women, non-binary queer people, and people of color. This is all they care about. It's all they care about. Who you F, what your color your skin is, and what your gender is. It's all they care about. They don't care about telling Star Wars stories. They care about pushing the agenda, and the Acolyte is the current vehicle, and it's been embraced by their weirdo fan base they've cultivated. Here it is. A sympathetic anti-heroine with the galaxy at her feet and a brooding king at her side. No one is doing it like them. Let's start writing that for season 2 script. This is all they care about. An Oshamir Daily, an actual full-on account created to push this shit. I have crossed oceans of time to find you. What? So we're going to mash imagery together, and there's other ones out there who mash imagery of Amanda Stenberg and Manny Jacinto from other projects and other stuff to have them looking like they're having sex constantly. Very strange. And then here comes the fan art. The poorly crafted, the designs, the terrible fan art where all they care about is sex. Having horrible people who are murderers, who have abused each other. One who abused, manipulated, seduced somebody using all kinds of mental bullshit, embracing her, and then her being happy to be manipulated and thinking that the love of a good dad was the wrong kind of love, and the love of an abuser, a manipulator, is the right kind of love. I showed you. Leslie Headland, it was her plan from the beginning. This is what she wanted. Got assholes like Alyssa Mercante happily pushing this to their very willing stan base. This is not Star Wars. Disney Star Wars is a dysfunctional mess, and it's on display for everybody to see, and we see it. I just showed it right here. I didn't make any of this up. These are all the words of people who are deranged, who are sick in the head. They don't care about Star Wars. They care about weirdness. Reylos are weird. Oshamir is weird, and Disney Star Wars is collapsing, and I will be here to continue to cover it. For now, I'm done. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, a like would be very much appreciated. If you are new here, I invite you to subscribe to me right here on YouTube, where I hope to earn your trust and support using facts and logic, because facts and logic do not care about Stan Fake Fan and SJW Fifis. Thank you again for watching. Take it easy. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, check out my gaming channel at Renaissance Nerd Arcade, and follow me on X Twitter under @TheRedNerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.